Today we are going to understand what is work energy theorem and how is it related with the conservation of mechanical energy. Okay, so let us understand the statement of work energy theorem first. The statement says that work done by all the forces on a given body is equal to change in its kinetic energy. So I am going to write the expression work done by all the forces. Work done by all the forces is equal to change in its kinetic energy. Okay, so let us take an example where a block was kept here. Okay, block of mass m was kept here. Okay, and it was having an initial velocity u. Okay, and its position was x1. Let's say this is at a distance. This is your origin, and it is at a distance of x1 from the origin. So this distance is initially x1. Okay, now some forces acted on it. It could be external force, it could be gravitational force, it could be spring force, it could be any force. I mean a frictional force. As a result of all the forces, what happened? After some time, this block moved to a position, this one, such that now its position is x2. Now its position is x2, and now it has started to move with the velocity v. Okay. Now you can very much relate that the change in kinetic energy is going to be half mv square minus half m u square. Now let us see how we are going to see that. How we are going to analyze that. Okay. In this case, let's say the acceleration is a. It is moving with an acceleration a, and this acceleration a is nothing but the effect of net force acting on the block or the ball. Net force means sum of all the forces, because we are going to find out the work done by all the forces. So net force upon the mass of the ball. Okay. So let us consider this as a variable force. Why am I considering it as a variable force? The reason is, if we calculate it for a variable force, even it is going to be true for the constant forces. Okay. So let's do this. So we write the expression for the work done as dW is equal to F dot dx. Okay. Let's say the force and the displacement are in the same direction. Net force and the displacement are in the same direction. So I am simply writing F dot dx. Now in order to calculate the net work done, we are putting the integration sign on both the sides. So work done is going to be equal to, now F can be written as mass into this acceleration into dx, m into a into dx. Now let us see how can we write the acceleration term. A is written as dv upon dt. A is written as dv upon dt, rate of change of velocity. Let us multiply this with dx over dx on both the sides. Numerator and denominator, dx upon dx. So this entire term dx upon dt will turn out to be v, and we can write a is equal to v dv upon dx. So this a can be written as dx upon dt, that is v into dv upon dx. Okay. Now we are going to use that term in this expression. That means work done is going to be integration of mass into, in place of acceleration I am writing that term, that is v into dv upon dx, v dv upon dx into this dx. Okay, this dx. Okay, now this dx will get cancelled. Okay, now work done is going to be equal to mass times integration of v dv. Integration of v dv. I have taken mass outside because mass is constant, and anything which is constant can be taken out of integration. Okay, now I am calculating the entire work done. Okay, this work done is in moving from x1 to x2. This work done is moving from x1 to x2. So I better write that x1 to x2, x1 to x2. Okay, and this work done is not by any individual force. Rather, this work done is by all the forces that are acting on this ball of mass m. Okay. So initial velocity, when the body was at x1, the velocity was u, so I am writing u, and when the displacement of the body is x2, or when the position of the body is x2, the velocity is v. So w is equal to work done by all the forces, is equal to mass times v dv. Integration is going to be v square by 2, that is from u to v. So work done by all the forces, is equal to half times mv square. It can be written as v square minus u square by 2. Let me do one thing. Let me take it as it is, v square minus u square upon 2. So that will become mv square by 2 minus mu square by 2. So work done is equal to half mv square minus half mu square. Okay, and this work done is the work done by all the forces. Now let us see what does this half mv square means. Half mv square, if this is the final position and it is the initial position, then half mv square will be the kinetic energy at the final position, and half mu square is going to be the kinetic energy as at the initial position. So it is going to be kf minus ki is equal to w. That is the expression for work done by, the work energy theorem. Work done by all the forces is equal to change in its kinetic energy. This can also be represented as W is equal to delta K. W is equal to delta K, or change in kinetic energy. Okay. Now many people prove it by simple equation of motion. Let's see how they do that. But then that is true only for constant acceleration case. Okay. If the force is variable, the acceleration will be variable. What do they do? Is W is equal to F dot S. When force and displacement are in the same direction, it can be represented simply like that. Now W can be represented as MA into S. Okay. Now we know that V square is equal to U square plus 2AS. But then this is true only when acceleration is constant. Only when acceleration is constant. And the process that we did just before is true for all the cases. Even if the acceleration is constant or not, that process is always correct. Let's see what happens. So V square minus U square is equal to 2AS, or AS is equal to V square minus U square upon 2. Okay. Now we are putting this expression here. Okay. So W will become M times V square minus U square by 2. V square minus U square by 2. So W will be mv square by 2 minus mu square by 2. Again, this is final kinetic energy as seen before, and this is initial kinetic energy. So it can be represented as W is equal to kf minus ki. Okay. But in the exams, you have to use that method, not this one. The reason is that this is true only for, this expression is true only for constant acceleration. Okay. If the acceleration is variable, you have to use the integration part. Actually, this expression has come out from that A is equal to V dV upon ds only. A is equal to V dV upon ds only. So V dV is equal to A ds. Now integrate from U to V, you will get 0 to S. So it is going to be V square by 2 U to V, and it is going to be A into S. So V square minus U square is equal to 2S. So computing integration only we have got this expression. Okay. But then you can see A was taken out of integration. A was taken out of integration. That means in this case acceleration was considered constant. Okay. So this expression that we have calculated of change in kinetic energy is equal to work done. This is true. This derivation is true only if the acceleration is constant. However, the previous derivation that we have done is always correct, and this expression work done is equal to work done by all the forces is equal to change in kinetic energy. This is always correct. This is always correct. Okay. Now let us see how is it going to affect the conservation of mechanical energy. So I'll write the expression for the work energy theorem, and from there we will see that is the mechanical energy always conserved, or the mechanical energy is conserved in some particular cases. We are going to analyze that. Okay. So we have seen that work done by all forces is equal to kf minus ki, that is final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. Now what happens? This work done can be due to a conservative force, this work done can be due to a non-conservative force, and this work done can be due to an external force. This work done is due to the effect of all the forces. Okay. So work done by external forces is equal to kf minus ki, that is final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. Now let us see what happens. Now work done by conservative force is nothing but, we have seen in the previous lecture, we have seen that work done by conservative force is negative of change in potential energy. Negative of change in potential energy. So work done by conservative force is going to be minus of UF minus UI. Minus of UF minus UI. So I am writing work done by non-conservative force plus work done by external force is equal to kf minus ki, minus work done by this, plus work done by conservative force went that side, and it became minus of work done by conservative force. Okay. Now work done by non-conservative force plus work done by external force is equal to Kf minus Ki minus of, now I can write down the entire expression of work done by conservative force as negative of change in potential energy. So minus will become this side, so if I put a minus here it will become plus. So minus of work done by conservative force is going to be plus of Uf minus Ui, plus of Uf minus Ui. That means work done by non-conservative force plus work done by external force is going to be Kf plus Uf. I can write it like this: Kf plus Uf, final kinetic energy plus final potential energy, minus of, I have taken minus as common, then it will be plus Ki plus Ui inside. That means Ki plus Ui inside. Initial kinetic energy plus initial potential energy. Okay. Now, this is the ultimate expression which is always true. Which is always true. There can be a situation when you are applying an external force. There can be a situation when there will be some non-conservative force like friction or something. Okay. But then, in case there is no external force, if there is no external force, work done by external force will also be 0. Okay. Now, in case if there is no friction, work done by non-conservative force will also be 0. Now, in that case, we can say that this entire LHS term turns out to be 0. That means 0 is equal to Kf plus Uf minus Ki plus Ui. Okay. Or we can write it in a better way that Ki plus Ui is equal to Kf plus Uf. That is the final expression for conservation of mechanical energy. Mechanical energy is nothing but the sum of kinetic and potential energy at a given point. So at this point, at the initial point, it is kinetic energy plus potential energy. At final point, it is Kf plus Uf. Now, I can very much deduce some conclusion from it that mechanical energy is conserved only when there is no conservative force and there is no external force. Mechanical energy is conserved only when there is no conservative force or no non-conservative force or no external force. Or I can write that if work done by external force is equal to 0 and work done by non-conservative force is equal to 0, then we can say that mechanical energy is conserved. Which is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy. So if someone asks you that is the mechanical energy always conserved, you can say no. The mechanical energy is conserved only in the condition when the work done by non-conservative force as well as the work done by external force is 0. Then in that case only the mechanical energy is conserved. I hope this is very clear to all of you. We'll be coming up with numericals on these concepts that we have learned in the next video. Okay, thank you.